What is cross country?
Alright, I have to say exhilarating,
Fast.
Intense.
Dedication.
Teamwork.
unity,
Thrilling. Devotion.
Nuts. Grit.
Grit.
Strength.
Fun.
Opportunity.
Camaraderie. Community.
Guts.
Well, I'll start off by saying it's certainly more than a sport.
It's kind of a lifestyle.
Oh, tradition. That's it. Tradition.
Perfect. So I'll give the basic, I guess, definition of it. I guess it's like the fall version of track and field.
It's 5K foot races.
It's 3.12 miles, I guess.
You don't run it, you race it.
You'll be running on grass, you'll be running on like wood chips, you'll be running sometimes on stones, sometimes on pavement.
Hill, downhill.
Hey, so 3, 1, 2, 3!
So cross country is definitely a team sport, contrary to common belief.
There are 5 scoring members of every team. They're the first 5 people to cross the line.
And you add up the places in which they finish.
So if your first person comes in first and their first person comes in second, you've scored 1 point, they've scored 2.
And then the lowest score wins.
You can also displace other people's men from scoring with your 6th and 7th men.
Everyone makes a difference.
When your teammates work hard, you feel it. Everyone feels it when your teammates are working hard.
Cross country, it all starts in the summer training.
The summer training equates to good fall performances, and there's no way around it.
I think it's the most important part of your training for the whole year.
Building up, 60 guys all out there.
Like all fall sports, has a preseason that's mandatory in August, but
Starting as early as May or June.
when the entire team gathers for, I think they're calling it these days the recruit run.
The team gets together for optional training runs.
So you're meeting for the entire summer.
Mandatory practices usually start in August.
Where everyone hits the trails at Valley Green and Haverford. There are a ton of trails on the sides.
You train everywhere. Roads, paths, parks. So you don't need a certain place to train. All you have to do is like go off for as many minutes as you need to and you just run.
The season's structured with dual meets.
Every Wednesday, and most Saturdays, your big invitational.
Where you really get big races and competition.
I'd say my favorite race was Abington, my junior year.
Abington Invitational.
You want to hear a story?
Yeah.
Let me tell you a story.
Paul Short 2009.
A race my sophomore year.
Paul Short the next year, 2010.
Heavy competition, packed start, to really just show yourself what you've been doing all summer.
Get out there, take a risk, run fast.
Basically, as soon as the race started, it started raining, and we were like, oh yeah, this is it. This is what cross country is about.
It's Louisiana.
It's been raining a lot, so after a lot of college races, tore up the course.
Hurricane Ivan was hitting the same time as the 5K.
Kids were like moving. Yeah, everything. It was so slippery. It was so much fun.
That was where my first ever race was. That's when I knew I loved this sport and I could do it.
A bunch of LM guys were up there, and I ended up winning it, so that was cool.
Whatever.
You would be having the most trouble on that 800-meter straightaway.
I gave him the win.
We ended up running through the most intense storm.
There were hundreds of kids in it.
And it's hot, and you've just done a hill, and you've got another hill coming up.
My JV, we perfect scored it.
We were probably running through water that was this thick. Most people could barely move in the mud.
The kid from North Penn just comes over and turns and comes straight to me and drops down at my feet and falls on the ground.
I mean, it was cross country in its finest form.
We've done well here before. We belong. Tell them we belong. Put ourselves out there.
Every race counts. your league record is so important, building up to Central League Championships in October.
My favorite meet of the year is probably Central League Champs.
I like Central League Champs because it's like the league, it's the teams you've been running against all season.
Because it shows who's the better team, like who brought the big guns that meet.
I mean, my senior year was really exciting because we won. And it's at Rose Tree Park, which we run a lot of our races at. It's our home course, it's our league course. We get a lot of work done there at Rose Tree.
That course has a lot of memories.
Rose Tree Hill is a great experience, which you'll go up through in races and workouts throughout your career probably 100 times.
We never get past people. We're always the ones passing people.
Every Rose Tree race, like every person on the team just cheered for each person to finish. You can really tell that it's really a team sport.
My favorite meet of the year is probably
Districts, where it all comes to an end.
It's pretty much the last time in the season to give it all you got.
Senior year, we finished 6th at districts as a team.
Lehigh's course, it's just huge, this huge open place.
Everyone showed up, everyone ran, you know, the best that they could on that day, and that was the highest we've finished in years.
Standing on the line
is truly unlike anything else I've ever experienced. When you start a race with
sometimes 400, 500, or even the JV race would be like 1,000.
Butterflies.
everyone's a bit nervous.
Your legs shaking so much, but you just gotta keep jumping. It's your mind on the one-track pace saying, go, I'm ready, just shoot the gun.
And when the gun goes off,
I'd have a huge adrenaline rush going into the race, and that kind of just, like, you don't even feel anything.
you don't remember it like afterwards. It really kind of goes by in a blur.
You're diverting like a lot of your attention, just like trying to not trip, trying to like find a way around the crowd, and like,
your whole season coming together through that final stretch to get those final seconds off, beat those final people.
That was the time that we really saw everything pay off. We just have a tradition of competing as hard as we can.
Favorite tradition?
So much of the cross-country experience kind of comes off the race course. And
definitely the pasta party.
Pasta dinner.
The pasta parties before the races. Do they still do the camping trip?
It has to be the camping trip.
yeah, I love the camping trip. It's the camping trip, without a doubt.
really the camping trip every year is what comes to mind. It's just
My absolute favorite part of every summer.
That's where just everybody becomes more of a team.
My first day of cross-country practice.
I hadn't really run a step in my life.
I was sort of in the same boat.
I never ran 5Ks. My friend convinced me to go out.
It came to one day of practice.
That first day was a race.
I kind of went in not really knowing what to expect.
They gave me some shorts, a jersey, and I just ended up going out and racing with it.
One of the first things that I learned is that the coaches
I love to see an improvement in the hard work.
It's everyone gets there on the same starting line, same finishing line.
A lot of different people run cross country.
There's 100 levels worth of running.
It's satisfying really training and working towards a goal.
learning how much I could commit to my teammates, and
There's no other sport where you're on the line with 365 kids who are all trying to beat you.
you know, being able to see your aces next to you and being able to work up the pack, pick people off.
It's at that moment that I figured out how incredible the sport is.
I found it really enjoyable. I made a lot of new friends, and the team was awesome. It shaped me a lot because if someone were to say, you know, describe yourself, the first thing that comes to mind is that I'm a runner.
Well, you'll find a great home here.
And I was hooked.